Good morning. It is October 2nd, 2025. It is Thursday. And we made it. We're almost through the week. And yeah, look at these charts, man. Who'da thunk? Who'da thunk this? Who'da thunk it? Right? We made some pretty good moves yesterday. So let's take a look at what we've got going on here today. First, let's point out the obvious. That is now taken out. Look at this. We have gotten over this spot right over here. So if anyone took a short at this area, yeah, okay. Well, they didn't really make anything, but this little nub right there is what I'm looking for. That little nub. This nub. Look at that. Why does that look like that? Hold on. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second. What? What the heck? Oh no. Wait. Oh, I was using the marker. Silly me. Anyway, so this was knocked out here. We got over this. This is kind of like representing this group right here. So this is the target right here. We are looking to get this. So if I were to move this little money band over, right? Let's take this X and just move it over. That was taken out. This is that little nub needs to be taken out. So this area is now gone. Bye. Now, I want you to take a look at this little pattern that we got here. Whoa. That's fancy. Okay. We've got this is a lower low, lower low, lower high, high, and we've got a higher high. All right, this is a higher high over this, and it looks like we're starting to create that that next leg up. This is all really good. Excuse me. Let me clear my throat. Hold on. All right. So that was the warning. So we are at the top of this range now. We are in this 50% upper half of the range. What I'm looking for is, first of all, this is not really that healthy of a move. Okay. If you notice, there's always kind of like this bounce that happens, right? When it stretches out like this, that means that there's going to be some kind of pullback of some sort. And this 50% range is the pullback zone. Actually, this is the golden pocket right here. So we can come over here, kind of like chop around, snipe that right there, and then bounce forward up there. What I'm interested in is I'm interested in taking a short. I'm not interested in taking a short just yet, and I'll explain why. But if I were to measure this from here to here, this is about a 2.6% spread. That's a good short zone. I feel I like to go for a little over 2% area. I aim for about 20% profit each trade that I do. And if I get more than that, that would be great, right? So, but if I were to measure from here to here now, from here to over here, we still got about a 3.5% spread to the top here to kind of take out this zone, right? So I am still in my long. I'm still in my long. It's here somewhere. Oh, I think I got rid of it. Well, that's okay. It's more of an eyesore at this point. So I took profit here. I've taken profit here, and I've also taken profit here at this point. I am looking to take a little bit more profit up top. And again, I did get into this spot. I got in pretty heavy, like I DCA'd into it. So now I am in the short zone. I am looking for a short. Okay, and the more straight up it goes, the harder it's going to drop down. If you notice, like how this works, right? We got this, and swoop over, right? And it came back down just enough, right? So if it goes up, we've got this breaker right here. This was our break, and then here's a break right here. So this is really a change of character. This zone right here. See this? We've got a high here and a high over here. And yeah, so this is the bigger range right over here. So if you take a look from this section over here, we have now, like, this is our range here. And even though we're in a bigger range, this is kind of our change. This is our change of character. So I would be looking for it to come down here somewhere, right? That's what I'm looking for. And if we come up here and take this out first, yeah, I would really be happy. So this is the area that I'm looking for a short, right here. Enough to cover this, but to take out anybody who took a short in this area. Now, I'm not looking for the short to be like all the way back down to the bottom. I'm not looking for that. This chart is starting to feel pretty bullish. But what I would be looking for is I would be looking for a short in this spread right here. In this spread. This is my spread right here that I would be looking for a short. That would be the zone that I'm looking for, right? So let me just measure this out so we can see exactly. Yeah, that's about a 6.5% spread. That's good. I think that's a good zone. So I am not looking to add on to my long at this point. I'm looking to ride out my long. But if we do come back down here to this spot right there, I may throw more of my profit into my long. Because this is a good enough drop that if we start to bounce back up to reach up to this top, yeah, I would love to kind of like take that opportunity. Now, let's go take a look over at Ethereum. Is this it? Yes, it is. Okay, great. So you can see my long is in here as well. So we haven't gotten over this 50% range yet. We haven't gotten over it, but we got over this spot. We got over this, and now we're touching this golden pocket right over here. Now the thing is I always anticipate that it's like a record that's playing at slow speed. When the dominance is down, Ethereum has a tendency to kind of be a muted move, right? And while that muted move, like Bitcoin is like ripping like this, what I always look for is I look for just kind of like this whip action where Ethereum tries to catch up with Bitcoin. As Bitcoin starts to settle out its dominance, like it starts to kind of like chop around up here, it ends up kind of being like this inverse. So on Bitcoin, we are over the 50% range, the 50% line on the range. On Ethereum, we have not yet. In fact, we've got this area here that needs to be taken out, and we've got this area here that needs to be taken out at this point. Actually, let me drop that in there, right? And I hope you can see why these spots need to be taken out. But if you don't, leave a message. You know, ask questions in the comments, and I'll be sure to jump in there and answer anything that you need, or I can make a video about it if you'd like. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for it to get over this 50% range right here. Now, if it does come back here and tap this one more time, notice this was support last time, right? And this is support right over here. Yeah, I may end up adding on to this, but at this point, I added into this long here. I tapped it twice already, and I've taken a lot of profit along the way, which is good. I'm pretty satisfied with this. I'm almost at a point where, like, if we pop up even higher, like once we get past this 50% range, yeah, this trade was like, this is everything that I was hoping for, right? From last week. So it ended up working out really well. Ethereum is kind of the wild card for me among all the other things. Like, so Solana has hit its all-time high. BNB broke its all-time high. Bitcoin has broken its all-time high. Ethereum just kind of like skimmed, right? And Ethereum and Bitcoin really do kind of like they've been leading the industry, the crypto industry, for a very long time. Now it's okay that Solana kind of like stepped in there, and you know they're getting their play. But when Solana moves up, the market doesn't move up with Solana. Like Solana can move up, and nothing else is really kind of like following it. When Ethereum moves up, though, Ethereum really brings the the whole body of water up too. So while this has been muted, again, I feel like it is kind of like this is Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is here, and Ethereum is got this like little muted move here, and then what's going to happen is, when everyone doesn't expect it, bam, it's going to do like this. It's going to reclaim itself in the mix, especially the fact that there are ETFs and stocks and all of these treasuries that are being made around Ethereum. Like, that's all kind of gobbledygook to me. What I know is like these charts really kind of speak for themselves. So at this point, what I'm looking for is it to kind of like either come back over here or really peak over top, right? That's what I'm looking for. And hopefully we get that in the next day or so. It would be nice to see it kind of move with Bitcoin. But at this point, I am looking at Bitcoin as kind of like the runner, right? Because the dominance is up, which we could take a look at. Let's take a look at the dominance. You can see the dominance is up. We got a little bit more of a peak to get into this order block from what we drew before. So notice that it's like kind of like creeping along here. Like if it hits this this order block, this is the order block right over here, right? It's a little bit higher than, I don't know why I'm drawing these lines on there. I just like drawing lines, I guess. But if it hits this, I'm looking for it to start to peak down like this, right? To create this range. So if I was looking at this as if it was like a chart, here is, let's get this right over here. This is the range I'm looking at. So if it comes over here and taps like right around here somewhere, then I would be looking for this, the dominance, to come back down to the bottom of the range, right? Which would give Ethereum the the strength to kind of move along, right? So let's go take a look at Ethereum dominance. So we are stuck in this bounce zone at this point, and it's been creeping up, which is nice. It's been creeping up, but what I'm looking for is it to really kind of like peak up, right? That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for it to kind of take out this area right here. This is the spot, right? And if it does that, it could be that Ethereum breaks its all-time high again to play catch up, right? So that's what I'm looking at today. One thing I did want to show you today was which is very neat is this. All of these patterns that you see here, you can see them on lower time frames. You can actually trade any chart that you want, like any time frame that you want, and it becomes kind of the same exact methodology, right? But here's what I want to show you. This. Look at this. You see this right here? You see how it springs up? Right? Keep that thought. Look at this. You see this? Pop up. Down. There. Right? Now, I'm on a lower time frame. I'm on the 30-minute. Right? Take a look at this. Down. Up. It's almost the same exact kind of situation here with the peaks and valleys and the big drop and everything. But notice what it's doing here. Look at this. Look how it's getting up, and then it starts to create this range right over here. It creeps up. So if you look, this is what I've drawn before, right? There's a change of character here, right? Now, here, again, let me get rid of this. Let me undo a little bit, because now I'm getting all scribbly. But here, we got this, down, and then up, right? This is the same kind of fractal. Look at this. Now, if this is the outcome, we are doing the same thing. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for it to ding, do that. And if you notice, there's opportunities here to short because it starts to create a range. So while we are going like this, I am now looking for this. And possibly back down over here like that. So, yeah, as you see the patterns, right? As you see the patterns, you can go to lower time frames and find those same kind of patterns, same patterns with same algorithm that's going. Now, there's a reason for this. I'm not going to get into it right now, but, you know, let me just say this. Not everybody hits the sell button at the same time. It's impossible. Humans are not that robotic, right? We all don't have a sell signal that the chart, like everyone just dumps millions of dollars at the same exact time. It don't work like that, right? But there is something that does. And you can see it in the charts, right? So there's a reason why some of these patterns look exactly the same. Why there is repetitiveness in here. But if you can start to think like a market maker, and that's exactly the way I'm trying to read these charts and show to you like how they're going to move it. If you can think like a market maker, then you can think different than everybody else. And that will give you the advantage because the house always wins. All right, guys, that is it for today. I think I covered everything that I wanted to. We are just kind of in the waiting period for for this chart to move. Again, what I'm looking for is the dominance on Bitcoin is coming up. I'm looking for this spot right over here. I'll be looking for a short over here. Again, to take advantage of this retest. This is my spot that I'm looking for, right? And as far as Ethereum goes, Ethereum, I am holding on to my long, and hopefully, it'll play catch up and run its way up onto this side. And just remember, the more straight up it goes, the more it's going to drop harder, right? So that's a nice short opportunity. Okay, guys, have a good day. Let's see what the charts bring to. Oh, let me jump over here real quick. Just gonna peek at this. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh. Okay, guys, I'll talk to you soon. All right, bye.